Okay, well, we left off. You doing okay, Garrett? Okay. Good, good. Well, we left off on Wednesday doing that problem in the back of chapter 7, problem 713. So there's just a few more things really with it, and then we can finish that up and go on to chapter 8, I guess. Sound good? So I'll share the screen. Go back to the project. Okay. Yeah. So I think we all got to this point anyway, right? Where we had the bearings and distances on each course. Right?
I move your numbers like first, distance on one side and bearing on the other side.
Yeah. All right. Good question. So we labeled each line, and this was the label that we used, right? We kind of went through all that, and you got that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have that stuff there. Now to put it on the line nicely, we go to position and placement, and I just did centered and straight.
Yeah.
So it says centered and straight, but it doesn't quite look like it when it's over here and stuff. But if you zoom in, and it depends on the scale, so I wouldn't pay too much credence to the way it's looking right on the screen yet.
There's 3 to 4 is not on here. Oh yes.
You might have to zoom in. Yeah. Good. Right on. Okay. All right. Well, here we go. And the only other thing I want to do is symbolize the lines to have 0.53 millimeters thick, right? Like an object line. And put the survey points, like those would be GPS points, whatever, give them a nice marker other than just a dot. Just a round dot would be fine, right? But, you know, add a good, you know, it's a weird color and everything. So let's just change that first. So circle, that's a little big, right? So just like an AutoCAD, when you draw something, this is an annotative object, right? I don't know how big to make this at the scale because I don't know the scale I'm gonna be printing, right? So let's figure out our scale, and then we'll worry about like the properties of this thing, like how big it should be. Right now it's at 10 point, which is, I mean, we kind of already know, if I put it at like 7.2 points, that's 1/10 of an inch, right? Because a point is a 72nd of an inch. We went over that, right? Didn't we say that at some point? Get it? Point? Okay. Anyway, so that's kind of important. So that's easy enough. You know, 1/10 of an inch dots, and then the labels themselves for the points. What did we say how big those were? If we wanted 1/8 of an inch, that would be 9 points, right? 9 72nds is 1/8. So where's that? Oh, it's 10, so let's go to 9. Should be all right. Okay. So the points are taken care of pretty well. What about the lines? So I click on the little swatch, little symbol for the line in the table of contents. And let's go ahead and use black because we're just going to print on black and white paper. Okay, line width. How many points is 0.53 millimeters? So yeah, let's use the old calculator here to see what we get. I have to share that screen. Okay. How about I do this? Screen 2.
Is that under symbology? Oh.
Yeah, I just clicked on the symbol in there, and it automatically opens that symbology panel on the right, and then I can adjust it. So I'm going to change it to black and figure out the line width in points. I don't know, can I type in 1 inch or something like that? Like ½ inch? No. So we got to figure it out, right? So we know we want 0.53 millimeters, and a millimeter is a 25th, there are 25.4, so I divide that by 25.4. That's how many 0.53 millimeters is 0.02 inches. And then times 72, 1.5, good enough.
Why did you get the numbers?
Yeah. Uh-huh. This is how I would do it in. Blank that out for a sec. Okay. So I know I want the line weight to be 0.53 millimeters, right? I'm going to multiply by some conversion factor, and I want it to equal so many points, right? So as far as the units go, I want millimeters to go away and points to pop out, right? So I'm going to divide by millimeters, but I don't know how many points in a millimeter, but I do know inches, and then I know points per inch, right? So if I do this thing, then I can pop out, I can get rid of millimeters, get rid of inches, and leave and be left with points, right? So that's what I want to do. So what, 25.4 on the bottom here is 1 inch. 72 points is 1 inch. So that's how I know to divide, then multiply, right? I know what to divide and what to multiply. So I take that, whatever, in this case, 0.53 millimeters is our nice, good object line thickness, divided by 25.4, multiplied by 72, and I get roughly really close to 1.5 yada yada points. And that's what I type in. Yeah, actually, yeah. So like when you're in Word, type in the document and you have your font and the size of the font, that's in points. And a point is a 72nd of an inch. So. Yeah.
That's what I was confused.
Oh, yeah. So that's where that comes in. 1 inch is 72 points. 1 inch is 25.4 millimeters. So if you could memorize, 72 divided by 25.4, you could just get one number to multiply, but who cares?
So
And then typography units. I think so. I kind of just made that up. There you go. So yeah, if you're in Word and you want like 1 inch, just be 72 point font is 1 inch type. Cool. So to there and there we go. There we go. So that looks pretty okay. One other thing I'd like to share, I guess. We haven't even talked about the scale yet. But the other thing is, see, some of those point labels are a little wonky. Like they're getting in the way of the lines are getting in the way of those point labels. And maybe I'd want to, yeah, I don't know. There is a way to adjust that, and I'll show you how. So I have the line layer selected, right, highlighted in my table of contents. So I'm going to go to its labeling and look at the, let's see, labeling. Let's go to label placement. and conflict. So yeah, so I highlight my line layer, click on the label placement properties, which is that little menu item in the ribbon, right where I'm hovering over. You click on that and go to conflict detection or resolution. And right here, feature weight. Now, I'm mainly concerned with my point labels, so why am I in the line layer working on that? And that's because I want to set the feature weight to like 1. See what happened? Now the labels of the points won't interfere with the lines. See how they shifted to where they're not in the way of the lines anymore? So I just made the lines have a higher weight, so you can't get too close to them. And in fact, I could even set a buffer distance, but I think we're good the way it is. Pretty cool, huh? Good point. Oh, yeah, it did it. If you put it back down to 0.
Oh, okay.
Does that work for everybody? Okay. Well, I think we're ready to print, really. I mean, that's it. For the most part, we have. Oh, I wanted a foot tick after the distance. Forgot about that. So class, let's go back to my expression. So I click on the little price tag over here under expression. I'm still under lines. And let me pull this up a little bit. So here's the line break. So right after I type in, I round off the length, I'm going to put in double quotes, a single quote, and a plus after it. Let's try that. So I put that little guy right there. Just put pluses on either side of it so it separates each point, and then there's the line break after it, and then goes on to the bearing. So apply that. Now I got a foot tick. Yay. That was the same thing we did before with the degrees and minutes. I mean minutes and seconds. So all right. Enough. Oh, position. Yeah, I go up to position, and where is it? Position centered and straight. Just that did it. Yeah. Okay, I think we're ready to lay it out and figure out a good scale. And then put our marginalia on it. Name, date, stuff like that. Okay, insert, new layout. I think maybe portrait would be okay on this, right? Yeah, probably. You talked me into it. And then insert the map frame at the extent we're at right now and see what it looks like. Give it some margins. Okay, I think I can go bigger, right? So let's see, what would be a bigger scale?
The architectural portrait.
No, just ANSI.
That was what I said. ANSI portrait, the first one.
Yeah. 8.5 by 11. Yep. Architectural A size is 9 by 12.
There is uncommitted symbol formatting.
Oh, yeah. In your symbols there, you got to click apply. Yep.
So these are like 9 by 11 letters. Portrait.
Yeah. Good.
How do you do things? Is there a way to how much stuff that you stuff in the control?
Move it again. I don't know. And then see your cursor, put it on top of that. There you go. And you can do the same thing with this one and put it on the right. There it is. table. I would do the table too. Um, and then this thing. I would put that up in the tabs. Yeah, like that. And then that's your layout. This is the layout. There, and then it's just tab between. Good. Now, I see that you see how my ribbon's expanding and yours isn't. Yeah. Okay, as far as scale goes, we want a scale that's nice. How do you take what?
How do you put on your layout?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Once you insert your layout, you go to map frame, and then I chose just the current view scale first, because I had zoomed in on it pretty well. So we're pretty close to a scale that's going to work, but it's not going to be perfect yet. Yeah, and then you just draw that in. So, okay, great.
You use activate to make it bigger, no?
Yeah. So, right. So once you insert that, say you want to, like right now, it's actually looking pretty good, but let's say I change the scale. I'm going to activate it in a sec. But yeah, you can just right click on it, activate. And this way you can pan the data around or whatever, right? And then go back. Okay, but I can also, without having to activate it, I can just type in a good scale over here, right? So I want inches to feet to be a nice scale. And, well, yeah, there you go. So, and the scale currently that fits in there could go a little bigger, is 3728. Yours is probably pretty close to that, I guess, right? You can just see I have it selected, I have my grips around it, just right click on it and activate. Oh, so once you're activated, check out the, see the tabs up here? You can go back or just click on layout. Good. So that's kind of going between model space and paper space. That's model space in paper space. Whatever. In ArcGIS, just double click. I don't think you can do that here. This will just open up its properties on the right. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. So as far as the scale goes, what's a good scale for this map, do you think? Is that a good multiplier? So whatever scale you pick, figure out what its inches to feet are. It fits? Okay. And so, yeah, so I'm hearing 1 to 3,000, right? So what is that in inches? So 1 to 3,000, that means 1 inch is 3,000 inches, right? Or 1 centimeter is 3,000 centimeters or whatever, right? One banana is 3,000 bananas. Okay, so 1 inch is equal to, right, you divide it by 12, right? Yeah. Inches per foot. Right? And that means 1 inch is 250 feet. So the problem with that is I can't really read that on engineer scale. So it really should be 1 inch is 200 feet, or 1 inch is 300 feet. I can do that. I can do those two, but not, I can't go in the middle, right? So which one do you think we should do? These two are equally as close, right? So 1 inch is 200 feet, it'll get bigger. Do you think we can get bigger? Well, let's try it. I mean, yeah, we don't, well, okay, before we try it, what is this in absolute units? That's what you have to type in down there. What is this? Just multiply by 12, right? So 2,400 and 3,600, I think. Huh? No, these number. Oh yeah, those. Yeah, that was totally stop me. All right, let's try 2,400. You don't even have to type in the 1 colon, by the way. You can just type in 2,400, enter. Whoa, that almost fits. I think that kind of fits. I activate and move that around. The what? Yeah, and I have some stuff. I have space on the sides and stuff. Do you think landscape would be better? I think if you go to map frame and its properties, or no, the layout properties, where's that? Orientation, yeah, let's change it to landscape and just see if it fits. Oh yeah, it totally fits. You know what, I think this is better. I think it'll be better in landscape. What? I think 24 does work pretty well. I think that's way better, personally. It's not so close to the edges, yeah. Okay. You can decide, but yeah, I'm going to. Just because I think it doesn't, it's not too close to the border. So now we do have room for north arrow and stuff too. So I'll just put the north arrow in there, maybe not so big. Just need like scale. We don't need a scale bar though, just a scale, right? So dynamic text, scale. Put it down here. And then relative scale. A little bit bigger. You have to edit that one. Change the miles to feet. Change the word miles to feet.
One inch equals feet. Scale and type in feet.
Yeah. Since we're not using a title block per se, I guess in here, we'll just put that stuff all around. I think there's still room here. Uh-oh. I could put the title up here. Leave that north. Just put it here, problem, whatever.
Can you convert the ArcGIS file to ArcGIS?
The data files, yeah. Like the lines and the points, yes. The whole map, no. You can't export that to, well, let's see. We'll look at that once I type this in. Okay, if you go to share, export. Oops. You can export it to a PDF and then import the PDF. That's been, I don't think you want to do that though. It's late. All right. SVG is also a vector format, and EPS is an encapsulated PostScript. Both of those, I don't know if AutoCAD can, it's a good question. Let me look that up. There is a cloud convert that will take a SVG file to a DXF. Huh. Huh? Yeah. In fact, yeah, I've used the convert onlineconvertfree.com, I think it was. Or no, Cloud Convert. We'll check it out. Yeah, okay, let's try it. SVG, which is, I think, a pretty decent. $96 DPI. Let's go 150. There's no images in here, so I don't think that's going to matter. Let's put it in documents, see what it looks like. Save my project. Okay. And then here's that cloud convert. So select file. There it is, convert. Should be in my downloads. Okay, it's just called layout. See what it looks like in AutoCAD. So change it to DXF here. Go to libraries, documents. Nope. It's in downloads, right? There it is. Okay, not bad. Didn't like the north arrow, but other than that, and the font's wacky. Yeah, and every font is its own single line text, probably, just like before. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if that's single line. How do you know? Yeah, it's single line. That's how you know. Anyway, uh, there's your answer. That's probably the most efficient way to actually do it. It's very much like that PDF import. It ends up being like it because the way it treats text. So
So if we were to save this and then say that as a PDF, we can still do that.
you could just import it and do the import PDF in AutoCAD, but probably a little quicker to just save it as an SVG, convert it, and then just open it. Maybe. Any,
How do you do the
oh, yep, that is under insert, and we did dynamic text, and there's two kinds of scales, right? There's relative or verbal scale, and that's the one, right? And it defaults to miles, but you got to change it. Yep.
I think the second refresh, so, just, yeah, still printing. Gonna make this 2. So just click it, there you go. So, right click it. So like, it does it, you see it in red, I'm not sure. There you go.
Okay. Good. What else? Name, date. We could put the coordinate system information, right? Because we should, right? So that's also under dynamic text and spatial reference. Now it's a big old hunk of text, but so I'm going to just put it over here. How come it's blank? Oh, it's still thinking, that's why. How come it has to think that much? Just wait for it. Keep waiting for it. It's gonna crash. There we go. I'll immediately go to the appearance and then put this down to like 7-point font or something. Wow, it's really going slow. Yeah, I think I can stick it over here. Then pan this over. Look at that. Put the north arrow over here now. Okay, just name and date. It would be the only other things left, really. Questions?
We're still thinking.
Yeah. Save often. It looks like it's. I've seen that happen too. Like when we're all on the server, on the same server or something, it crashes because it doesn't like it or something, and the license is all being read from the same place. I guess. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. It's just. Yeah, that is dynamic text. That's our spatial reference information, which is that WGS UTM zone 30 or something like that, or 20. Well, yeah, there it is. There you go. You could actually take out some of this stuff, like the PCS, because that's the same thing. So we're kind of duplicating stuff here. So we can shorten that up a little bit. Could delete that. I don't know what else you can delete. Everything else is kind of necessary. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Remember, you can nudge. See how I'm nudging with my arrow keys and the control keys? Control key is held down and I nudge it. Shift key jerks it up and down a little faster, a little too far, I mean. Then it takes a minute to refresh. It's not even that much data. I don't know why it's being so weird. Okay. Yeah, it's got to be the server, probably. Let's add some more rectangle text in here. Mapped, drawn by. How about just drawn by? Let's see, what day is it? 20th, 19th. Wow. The corner. Enough. Okay. Yeah. Save, save, and save. Well, we'll give you all, I don't know, 10 minutes or so to kind of tidy it up, and we'll start chapter 8. 10, 15 minutes to ask more involved questions or whatever, too. Okay, so I'll stop recording. I'll pause recording. Can I stop recording?